What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is the Too Long Didn't Watch channel, the channel where I, your host Eli, go and watch the best and worst movies and shows to tell you whether or not they're worth your precious viewing time. So, a couple days ago, Marvel released a full trailer for Wakanda Forever, their upcoming movie, and this trailer looks amazing, and it got me super pumped to see what the movie is going to be about. I loved the imagery inside the thing. The vibe is like so much different than a lot of previous MCU titles, and it looks like there's going to be a lot happening, and I can't wait for any of it too. The colors in the trailer looked really cool. The flood and action sequences looked amazing, and I'm most excited to see this Aztec Mayan culture of the Atlanteans get introduced because I am Mexican as all heck, and I've always liked the way that the Aztecs and Mayans looked. So hopefully this will be really cool. It looks really cool, but we all know that sometimes Marvel trailers sell their movies a little bit too much. So I'm hoping that this isn't one of the cases. I'm hoping this is one of the cases where the thing actually gets sold for like uh, the actual like quality of it. I hope it actually looks as good as they're making it out to be. So if you don't know already, since Chadwick Boseman's death, directors have been trying to figure out what final backstory to give T'Challa, the character of T'Challa. What directors have said is going to happen is that Namor in this movie is going to try and flood Wakanda, and that T'Challa is going to die trying to save a lot of other people, and obviously because of this, a lot of people are going to be grieving. We also know that someone is going to have to take up the mantle of Black Panther, which is most likely Shuri, and that Namor is going to conquer the surface world somehow. This is what the general story is supposed to be. T'Challa's mother, Ramonda, has become queen since T'Challa died, and I think this is going to put her in a very stressful position because she lost her husband a couple years ago, and now she just lost her son, and that's putting a great deal of stress on the people of Wakanda, especially her, since she's the leader now. And I'm of the thinking that this is probably going to lead her to make a lot of bad decisions in the war that they're going to be trying to fight. But that's just a guess for now. But on the topic of this war, thinking about all the people involved, Namor is way too big of a name for MCU directors and writers to kill off in one movie, so I doubt he's going to be a one movie bad guy. But I hope by the end of this movie he might be on the side of the Wakandans. He's a stern guy in the comics, but he's not a bad guy necessarily. He's actually a member of the real Illuminati inside of Marvel Comics, not the Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness one. So I think it'd make perfect sense if, like, the present-day Wakandans and Atlanteans are just in the mix of some ancient Wakandan Atlantean war that everyone in this movie is now going to be a victim of and mixed into as well, starting with Namor. So that's just a guess as far as the actual plot line is concerned, but there's two questions that I've actually been able to stem from looking at some of the other details of the trailer. The first question is how Shuri is going to become the next Black Panther, or how is she going to become the next Black Panther, if you want to put it into a question thing. And the reason that I'm thinking about this is because in the first Black Panther movie, way back in 2018, I believe, after Killmonger gets the powers of the heart-shaped herb, he burns the rest of the herb garden. But Shuri, Ramonda, and Bilbo Baggins take T'Challa some of the herbs that they stole before the burning. Now, I don't know if somehow they kept some of it, or if they were able to regrow it, or how they grew it after they did, if they did at all. But I hope it's something like them having just enough to spare after they stole it. If she's not going to have powers, maybe she'll work with Riri Williams to make a suit with the powers of a Black Panther. But obviously there's got to be something that's like a lot more logical than what I'm saying. I'm just saying this could make sense if they brought it up, or if they like were trying to figure out how it happened, or explain the backstory of how they had any of it to begin with. And so my second question is, how are normal people going to be involved in this war? Now, the reason I ask this is because the movie looks like it's going to revolve purely and predominantly around the Atlanteans and the Wakandans. Now, we know that Namor in this movie has a godlike status instead of his normal role as a king in the comics, and that to kill him would risk an eternal war for all the nations involved. My guess is that since Namor is trying to conquer the surface world, other nations that didn't know about Namor prior to this attack or his status are going to try and kill him, since Namor is technically declaring war on the surface world. However, Ramonda looks like she's on the fighting side of this war, and she doesn't care about what happens because she's already lost all that she can lose other than her daughter. And so I think that it's gonna come down to maybe some rogue Wakandans trying to ally with Namor and try and protect him and maybe get on the better side of the whole Atlanteans so as to stop this eternal war from happening. Quick fun fact, I did some research and it looks like there is a flying serpent god in Mayan and Aztec mythology, but Kukulkan is only called Kukulkan by the Mayans of Yucatan. It's called Quetzalcoatl by the Aztecs and other names by the Quiche Mayans, but it's definitely there, so I'm really glad to see that they're getting this inspiration from something. Anyways, everybody, that is all I've gotten to be thinking about this trailer and this movie so far, and I am actually super excited for this movie. It looks incredible, and I really cannot wait for November, especially after the poor average of stuff from Marvel in the 2020s so far. Hopefully, this will be another departure from poor quality. Hopefully, this will be along the ranks of Shang-Chi and Spider-Man No Way Home. Hopefully, this will be really good. Really, my main hope for this movie is that it's not another "is the human race worth saving" movie because of pollution, hunting, and all the other things like that aside as possible motives. Aquaman and the Atlanteans of DC have already tried this, as well as the Eternals. They've already done a movie about, like, is the human race worth saving? And I'm really hoping that the Atlanteans of this movie don't go down that path. If they are going to do it, hopefully they can do it right. But if they're not, I really hope they're going to try to focus on stuff that's, like, actually good and an original question. Uh, but if you like this video, please let me know what you think in the comments. Leave me suggestions for future stuff. If you like these theories and you think they sound good, make sure to like this and subscribe for more content to come out like this in the future. And maybe check out some of my other videos if you haven't seen them. Thank you so much for coming. It was another lengthy video, I know. But thank you for making it to the end. I will see you next time. Have a good day. Saludos a todos mis amigos latinos americanos y nos vemos luego. Man, I hope this video will actually get me some Latino street cred, because how many people do you know on YouTube that can actually say this whole name right here the first try without messing up at all? I was able to, because that's the links I go to for you people. Even though I already knew how to say it, it's still a hard word, okay? And to not say it for a long time and then be able to nail it on the first try is a gift, especially when it's this name. So give me at least a little credit, okay? Goodbye.